Cover moves in for your Thursday forecast. High temperatures only climbing in the mid to upper 50s with rain chances returning late tomorrow night. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Currently at the Big O Country Studios, it's 4:08.
Attention homeowners. With more buyers than sellers, now is the perfect time to sell your home. For over 25 years, Moss Realty has known there is more to sell in your home than placing a sign in the yard. To sell your home in days, even hours, trust the hometown specialist at Moss Realty. Satisfied customers have voted Moss Realty Best of Gaston the last 2 years.
Hi, I'm Warren Moss. When you're buying or selling your home, call the professionals at Moss Realty or visit mossrealty.com. Moss Realty, your hometown specialist.
What's that howling?
Nothing to be afraid of. This is Coyote Tractor Country, mister. That howling just means somebody's bought another hard-working Coyote tractor.
If you're in the market for a hard-working, affordable 20 to 90 horsepower compact tractor, test drive a Coyote today.
You heard the man. Now get going. You're burning daylight, mister. Visit www.kioti.com.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
All righty, welcome out to the best of sports right here on WCSL 1590 AM and, of course, 92.3 on the FM dial. Tim Johnson, Ken Link, and Addison Johnson. We're live here today. Big town of Cherryville, North Carolina, Kenny.
Yeah, we're back. Glad to be with you here on a Wednesday afternoon. Got a lot of sports to talk about. One thing that's going on is World Series time, folks, and it got kicked off last night in Boston. This time of year, it always seemed a little bit too cool for baseball, and it was in the 40s last night. And
man,
you see a player's breath, but you'd think maybe the ball wouldn't travel too good, and it maybe be a pitcher's game, but it didn't end up being that way as Boston took the first game 8-5.
Absolutely, and Madison, you're a big Los Angeles Dodgers fan. Your Dodgers got, like Kenny said, 8-4. What's the final score?
8-5.
8-5. I'm sorry, 8-5, and looks like Kershaw got hit pretty hard, Ken, in the first 5 innings.
Yeah, they got 2 off of him in the first inning, and then they rallied. And I think in the 5th, before they pulled him out, he gave up a few more runs, and he left giving up 5 runs in about 5 innings. And the Dodgers got some runs against Sale, and they got it was still a 5-4 game till the 8th inning, and pinch hit by Nunez. Came up as a pinch hitter with 2 on and hit one over the wall, 3-run homer, and that put it out of reach.
So, Kenny, by looking at the Dodgers pitching, they got a good bullpen, but the bullpen, when you give up 5 runs in the first 5 innings, Ken, it's hard to go to your bullpen like that, is it not?
It is. So, Dodgers do have good pitching, but I'm telling you something, Boston got a lot of bats. They really do. They got a lot of players up and down that lineup that can hurt you, and they hit a couple out last night, and they've got just a lot of good players.
Yeah, and well, when the weather's cold like that, especially in Boston, 43-degree weather, Ken, the ball's not going to carry very good. But when they get to L.A., LA's hit a lot of home runs this year. You know, the air's going to be a little more different, Ken. The weather's going to be warmer, so look for L.A. to put some more runs on the board than what they did up there in Boston.
One of the things the announcer was talking about last night, the Dodgers do hit a lot of home runs, but they strike out a whole lot.
They do.
Red Sox, on the other hand, they hit some home runs, but they strike out a whole lot less. They're going to hit the ball and put it in play a lot.
Yeah, they put the bat on the ball.
They make the defense make plays. That's what makes them such a good team.
And they're aggressive on the bases. They got some base stealers, and they'll try to
they'll run.
They'll run, and like I said, they put a lot of pressure on you with that offense.
What's the strength that you think, Addison, of the Los Angeles Dodgers? What do you think they're going to have to do to maybe get back in? I know it's just the first game of the series. They're down 1-0, but you're facing a team in the Boston Red Sox that we've seen pretty much swept the Astros, Ken. I know it was 4 games to 1, but, I mean, they put on a clinic against the Astros.
Yeah, they dominated that series.
So what they got to do?
It's just going to be pitching. I think you got to pick your matchups. I just think that – I think the Dodgers have better pitching, but the Braves, they have way better hitting than the
Boston.
Boston has better hitting, way better hitting than the Dodgers.
I got you.
But I just think the Dodgers bullpen is in more depth. I think they have more depth. They have people that pitched in the playoffs longer.
Sure, more experience.
They have more experience in the playoffs. And Kershaw, he's a great pitcher and all, but I don't see him being the best pitcher on the team.
I agree with you right now.
I think the guy that threw the last game against the Brewers, I can't remember his name, but he's the best guy to me. He's a lefty. He throws the ball hard. He hits the spots, and he's relaxed. He's kind of calmed down later on. So I think he's gonna be a big asset to the team. And then you also got the closer, which is probably one of the best closers in the game,
and he is, and I think he's more consistent than I think Kimbrel. Although Kimbrel looked good last night when he came in, it wasn't a safe situation, but he did look good. But they got to get to Jansen. I mean, he's a good closer for Dodgers, and he's usually lights out. But you got to get to him, get to the ninth inning with the lead, and that's going to be a challenge for the Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely, especially playing in cold weather like that. They're going to have to what I think, if they can steal one in Boston and go back and win two in L.A., it'd be 3 games to 2. I think they got a chance, but if they don't, Ken, if they lose, what is it, tonight? If they lose tonight, Ken, it's going to be hard for L.A.
Yeah,
unless they sweep by. I don't see them sweeping Boston.
Well, if you get behind 2-0
in L.A.,
then you got to win 4 out of the next 5, and
and they got to play more games in Boston. They don't have to come back to Boston to win it. I just don't see that.
I don't see Boston dropping 4 out of 5.
Tonight's a big game for Dodgers.
It is.
And this is really going to tell how the series is going to go on. Last night was a big game, but if Dodgers want to make this series, they have to win this game tonight.
If they get beat tonight, it could go 5 games.
It could
go 5.
It could go 5. It could go 4.
Yeah, you're right.
They have to win tonight.
All righty, Kenny. So Boston Red Sox.
Stay back on that topic. What? The Dodgers are getting out hit a lot more than the Red Sox. The Red Sox got a lot better hitting, and I just looked at the stats. They had 11 hits, the Dodgers only had 8. Yeah. So they've got to start putting the ball in play. They can't hit home runs to win them too.
Hey, listen. We need to also speak about the pitching too. I mean, Boston's got pitching too.
Oh, they do. They have good pitching.
But the closers, what I'm looking at.
Right.
Closers, relievers that come in.
But I mean, you can't discredit the Boston pitching, even though they got great defense.
Yeah, and they've got good pitching too. But like you said, I just think the hitting advantage obviously is on Boston's side. And the Dodgers, in a close game, if they can get to the 9th inning, they're in good shape. But they got to get
get down and get
they
behind.
They got to get to the 9th inning with the lead.
The margin of spread for them is the hitting for the Dodgers and the hitting for the Red Sox is way big of a margin.
Right.
The pitching's kind of the same. Dodgers and the Red Sox, they both have great pitching.
They can't get down and behind.
Hitting is where it's going to be where they're going to struggle.
Sure, if they get down and behind the Boston, they're beat. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to.
One of the stars last night, the Benintendi. He had 4 for 4
hits
and three left-hand hitter, 3 for 3 against Kershaw.
Wow,
as a left-hand hitter last night.
Wow, and he's throwing what's his speed now, Addison?
Who?
Kershaw.
Kershaw's fastball 91, 92. He could run it up there. Work. He could run it up there in the first inning, but later on in the game, he's got it. For him throwing that speed, not getting back to 94, 95, he's got to be able to hit his spots and not miss. And that's the thing that he's not doing well. The ball, he's not locating it down in the zone. He's leaving it up, and people they're stroking it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something else too. His out pitch is his curveball. And listen, they're just going to let that curveball go by unless it's strike 2.
Well, I'm like yeah.
Well, the thing
set on the fastball.
The thing I saw last night, Boston was scooting up in the box, making him throw that fastball, making him beat him by him. Because if you look, that curveball, they were scooting up. So when that curveball comes,
they're getting it before it breaks.
Yeah, they're getting it before it breaks.
Well, that's good. That's good coaching there too. That's good.
Well, they're smart. They're smart club.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Smart club.
All right, Kenny. So I'm sure you'll be paying attention to tonight's game. Both of y'all will. So I will too as well. So Boston game 2 tonight. Boston Red Sox and the L.A. Dodgers in Boston. So 3, 4, and 5 will be in L.A. 5 if necessary.
We'll be back in Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you got a travel day in between each one of those.
Yes.
Yep.
They go from East Coast to West Coast.
Yep, absolutely. So
it's a little bit of jet
lag.
lag.
I like to see a game 7. I would like to see that.
Well, last year, was it 5 or 6? No, it was 6 games, right?
6 games
because Houston beat them. Houston beat them in 4. I mean, in 6.
Yeah.
It was a 4-2.
NFL standings, Kenny. NFC East, the Washington Redskins. How about those Redskins? 4-2 on top of the NFC East. Philadelphia, the Eagles. Eagles fly. 3-4. Dallas. How about them Cowboys? 3-4, and the Giants 1-6. Ken.
Well, the Cowboys had it right there in front of them. The Panthers helped the Cowboys out, coming back and beating those Eagles.
I'm pulling hard for them.
And I thought they was done when Dak fumbled that ball and gave Washington that cheap touchdown, but they come back and scored and then got in position, tied up. But your new field goal kicker this year could not do it.
Yeah, I mean the penalty, Ken, on the snap
Well,
there. I don't know.
It hurt.
I don't know if that rule's been in place, forever.
Yeah.
But really, Ken, I mean the guy he directed the ball to get a better grip on it. That's all he did. I think that was really a bogus call. That should have never been called.
Yeah, but that call didn't change the outcome of the game.
But Tim, you got a professional NFL kicker. He ought to be able to hit a 42, 43 yarder to tie the game. Come on.
Yeah. That that penalty did not hurt. Did not change the outcome of that game.
Well, I mean, put them 5 yards back. What are you talking about?
It did, but what I'm saying is that's not the reason why they lost that field goal. There's other things that played a bigger role.
I think Jason Garrett playing for the tie to me was the big thing. I mean, with 12 seconds left in the football game,
he could have took another shot. But
I mean, he's on the 30-yard line, and he could have got closer. He could have threw a 10-yard pass, a little out pattern to get out of bounds to stop the clock, possibly have another play, and then call a timeout because Dallas had a timeout.
I subject to play calling for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys' play calling was really, really bad that game. I think they should have stuck to the game plan they had when they played Jacksonville. Run that read option more. Let Dak make decisions on his own.
Well, he got kind of banged up in that game too, so I don't know what his health was. I know he took a shot to the head, and I heard Romo said that he wouldn't be back in the game, which he did come back. He also hurt his knee and his wrist.
Well,
so he was kind of banged. So maybe they were thinking, do we want him to finish the game or do we want to bring Cooper Rush in? And that's a no-brainer there.
Well, with Dak getting hurt, I mean, he takes that opportunity getting hurt. He's got to protect himself and stop.
He's a big quarterback too.
Yeah.
He can take some shots, but you see that head shot he took on the
yeah.
sidelines.
You're gonna take some shots.
That was tough. Yeah, that was most
Well,
tough.
Tim, Dallas shortly after that, the next day, traded for Amari Cooper, giving up a first-round draft pick. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't see Cooper as a I would have never gave a first round for him. Now, do we need him? Yeah, we need him because he's definitely the best receiver we got on the team now, no doubt about it. Is he a number one receiver? I don't know. He was about 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
really,
for 2 years in a row,
he hit
good.
the league and on fire, but the last 2 years have been sort of dismal.
You're right, and he's young. He ain't but 24 years old. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
he's really young. Really young.
So he could come back and have another good year. I mean, it's in him. We've seen it.
I think a third or fourth round pick. I mean, I would have never gave a first round pick for him. But here's the thing: do they need him? Yes, they do need him. Yes.
Let me tell you his stats.
Wait a minute before you do that. The Washington Redskins, the Philadelphia Eagles was going to give a second round pick. They said, and Washington was trying to get him too. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to keep him from Dallas. But yeah, I think he's going to be great for Dallas. So the thing about it is he's going to be able to take some of the linemen, some of these. You're going to give Ezekiel Elliott, what I'm trying to say, make Elliott a lot better too. So they won't be able to stack the box as much.
Let me tell you how I see Amari Cooper in terms of looking at Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant did not go to Alabama, did not get the coaching that Nick Saban gave him. So you don't have that mentor to talk to you and say, listen, if you don't get the ball, there's going to be other plays. Amari Cooper stays really humble, and if you watched him when he played for the Raiders
he's not a player that gets upset.
He doesn't get upset if he doesn't get the ball.
He doesn't cause any kind of commotion.
He's a great route runner. And let's see, 2016 his stats were he had 83 receptions, 132 targets, 1,100 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I think those touchdowns will go up because he's at Dallas. Dallas likes to take those one-on-one matchups in the end zone. They'll throw the jump ball. Amari Cooper's a big body. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to make plays. And I think it's going to help Dallas out.
I think it will help Dallas.
I hope so.
He's going to take a lot of pressure off Zeke. He's going to take a lot of pressure off Dak.
Like you say, it was a big need. They needed a wide receiver.
I'm not saying that he's not worth, the draft pick. I'm just saying I wouldn't give him a first round pick. I'm thinking that possibly a third or fourth round. But they knew Dallas needed him. They knew that.
Well, yeah,
well,
sure.
Dallas knows something that we don't know, and they see something that we don't see. That's why they gave a first round pick, and they were willing to do that.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley is not a number one receiver on the team.
And you roll the dice.
Beaslly better too.
Yo, sure it will.
It makes the whole offense spread better.
Because you don't have to concentrate on Beasley.
They got the number one receiver on outside. They'll take Beasley. They're going to use Beasley like Jason Witten.
Yeah.
They'll put him. He'll be Jason Witten of that.
He'll be the dump down guy.
He'll be the Jason Witten.
Yeah.
And, and then they got the young kid, Michael Gallup. He'll be the number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
So, Beasley will become Jason Witten, but a better Jason Witten.
Yeah,
because he's faster and quicker.
Yes. Possession.
Now all they have to do
receiver.
is get that rhythm going, like the Patriots have right now, and then they'll go. They'll run away with the NFC East. I think.
Really?
I
think he's become a Cowboys fan.
No. I'm not no Cowboys fan. I just think that division is really, really soft. It is really weak.
I knew there's something good about my son.
He's really weak. That division's really weak.
All right, Kenny, let's talk about the NFC North. Go through the NFC North. Minnesota 4-2-1. Top out of the division with Green Bay 3-2-1, Chicago 3-3, Detroit 3-3. Ken,
that's that thing all up for grabs. Who knows what's going to come out of there? I mean, it really is a very even division, and everybody thinks that Green Bay eventually be there. Minnesota's got a good defense. Minnesota may be right there to the end.
I think if Minnesota gets their defense going, I think they can run away with that division.
I think you might be right. Kenny, hit us with the rest of them.
Well, the South, New Orleans is 5-1. They're still really playing well and scoring a lot of points and winning ball games. Carolina Panthers, after not being able to do anything all day long against Philadelphia on offense,
exploded
for 21 points, 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and beat those Eagles 21-17. It was the biggest comeback in Panther history.
That's pretty neat. I mean, I called you, told you about it.
Yeah.
Addison called me, told me. I said, "Are you kidding?" And I was watching it on and off. I figured Philadelphia's going to win that game, 17-0. Then all of a sudden, bam, 21 points, unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Hey, listen, to me, that's a big plus for the Panthers. And you could say it's a big plus for North Turner in that offense, too.
The NFC South looks very interesting because the Saints and the Panthers both have great offenses. And
the defense is going to win that.
I think Panthers have a better defense, and I think Panthers have played harder teams too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they've played a tougher schedule so far.
Absolutely, I agree with you too.
And but Atlanta and Tampa Bay, they're still going to be in there. You can't discount them. Atlanta got their 3rd win. They're 3-4. They're liable to get hot and reel off a few wins.
Absolutely.
In the West, the Rams look like they still just going to run away with that division. And Seattle's 3-3, but I mean that division looks like it's already over in the West, which is you would say it's that early it's over. Yeah, I think it is.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Is the Rams the best team? Are they the best team in football, Kenny?
No.
Well, Addison's been over here and made his power ranking, and tell us what you got, Addison. He doesn't have them number 1.
My top 10 teams of this week, or just seeing how they played. I got the Patriots number 1. I got the Rams 2, Chiefs are 3, the Saints are 4 right now, Panthers are 5. I got the Chargers at 6, I got the Vikings at 7, Redskins 8, Eagles 9, Baltimore 10.
All righty, folks, there you have it. The best of sports right here. Tim Johnson, Kenny Link, and Mr. Addison Johnson here live. We'll come back. We're going to have some AFC football. We're going to talk about right here on the best of sports, 92.3 on the FM, and, of course, 1590.
First time in over 40 years, this week, WLON Radio will not be broadcasting a local Lincoln County high school football game. Not by our choice, but by the choice of local school officials. We had planned to broadcast this week's North Lincoln game, but Lincoln and high school officials said they decided to let another entity involving Lincoln and high school students broadcast the game instead of WLON, your hometown radio station. We also cannot broadcast the East Lincoln-West Lincoln game because West Lincoln school officials will not allow our Lincoln County broadcast team into their press box. Again, we apologize for this inconvenience. We will be bringing you the Shelby-East Rutherford game this week on WLON 1050 AM and also 107.5 FM. To voice your concerns, you may contact the Lincoln County School Office at 704-732-2261. Stay tuned after the game for all the scores. But more than anything, go out and support your local high school student athlete.
We know what the community wants and needs because we live here too.
Definitely in touch with the city and what's going on.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Get a free pumpkin at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. What did I say? That's right. Get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st when you take a test drive at Renato Auto Mall. Test drive a Honda, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Kia, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a GMC, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Buick, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a pre-owned vehicle and get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st only at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. And happy Halloween from Renato Auto Mall. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com. The Roundup store in Shelby is having a round 'em up, clear 'em out, get 'em out of the way sale. Right now you'll find odd and end sizes of windows, brand new at up to 50% off. Different sizes to choose from. But hurry, there is a limited supply. First come, first serve. Don't miss it. The Round 'em up, clear 'em out, get 'em out of the way sale on odd and end sizes of windows. Brand new at up to 50% off. The Roundup store, Highway 74 Bypass, East in Shelby.
Now through October 31st, Sheila Sheds in Shelby, Lincoln, and Cherryville is having an inventory reduction sale. Come in now and save hundreds of dollars on your new building from Sheila Sheds. See the selection, storage buildings, porch models, carports, garages, and more, all on sale. Visit your nearest location. Highway 150 east of Cherryville next to Ferguson Hardware. Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby right below the Cleveland Mall. And now at 534 Riverside Drive in Lincoln. Call 704-300-4254 for Sheila's Sheds.
Glen Oaks Golf Club in Maiden is more than just a golf course. It's a place the entire family can enjoy. Golf is no better than it is at this 18-hole semi-private course with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors. Improve your score on the driving range. Shop their pro shop and ask about their banquet facilities. Great for weddings, reunions, and other special occasions. There's also a swimming pool and picnic area. Come and play at the Glen Oaks Golf Club. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. Glen Oaks Golf Club, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden.
Hey folks, Milton Baker here for Trick One Collision Center on the Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. Did you know Trick One Collision Center can handle most major insurance programs? They'll handle your vehicle claim through their state-of-the-art facility. Their highly trained staff has years and years of experience and will return your car better than its pre-damage condition. As a matter of fact, because he cares so much about your satisfaction, Wade will give you his personal cell phone number in case you're not completely satisfied. Can't beat that for caring for his customers. Call 704-736-9960 or see Trick One Collision Center online on Facebook or their website too.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Cherryville American Legion Post 100 Baseball right here on Big O Country. WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Okay, we're back here on Best in Sports Show. Ken Link and Addison Johnson with you right here. We've been talking a little NFL football. Addison, we went over to NFC. Quickly, let's get into AFC. New England leads the East, and that's the team you have on top of your power rankings.
Yeah. New England's playing really well. They played really well last week without Gronk, and they just have a lot of team chemistry going on. Now, they did lose a key player on that offense, was being Sonny Michel, who just got hurt. They said it wasn't a serious injury. He said that it's just week to week when he comes back. I highly doubt he'll come back playing against the Bills that are, a team that, the Patriots don't really need to worry about. So I think James White will get that running back's position.
And they'll be okay. White's a veteran. He's he does a good job in their scheme of things on offense. In the North, you got Pittsburgh 3-2-1. I think they had a bye. And Cincinnati 4-3, Baltimore 4-3. The Panthers played Baltimore at home this weekend, and Cleveland 2-4-1 in last place in the North.
Yeah, there's just those top three teams right there: Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. They're really playing well. Pittsburgh playing without Le'Veon Bell, but I think if he comes back, and they're saying he's coming back week 8 after the bye week, which is this week. So haven't heard anything new about that. It'd be interesting to see how they do and how they handle that situation with Le'Veon and James Conner. I think James Conner, the way he's playing really well, playing well with that offense. He's in rhythm. I think they give him the lead nod over Bell because Bell he's going to get traded. He's gone. He's going to get
after this season he'll never be back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So in the South, Jacksonville's taking over the lead there with a 4-3 record. Tennessee and Houston right behind them with 3-4, and Indianapolis bringing up to rear at 2-5.
Yeah. Indianapolis, they are really playing well right now. Although they're 2-5, they're playing good football. Their offense is clicking really well. They got some weapons on that offense. Tennessee, another great team. Their defense is playing well. Jacksonville has actually shocked me this season. They're struggling. That with Leonard Fournette being out, he's hurt. It's interesting to see how that offense, starts to click. But last week there was a key trade between the Cleveland Browns and Jacksonville Jaguars, which was Carlos Hyde, the number 1 running back for the Browns. He got traded to the Jaguars. How that pans out, I don't know. It looks like to me that Leonard Fournette, he's going to be out for multiple weeks, and he might not be coming back this year. We don't know. We haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, that trade makes you believe his injury is pretty serious, and he's going to be out for an extended amount of time. In the West, one of my favorite teams as far as watching them play is Kansas City. They're 6-1, and watching them play, Addison, I really think they're one of the better teams in the AFC and actually in the NFL total.
Yep, they're a really young team with a veteran coaching staff, and Andy Reid complements that team. He's got a great quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, who his second year in the league. He didn't play last year because he was behind Alex Smith, but his second year in the league, he's shown a lot of upside. But there's no film on him yet. People are trying to get the right defense to guard him. I wouldn't say he's dual threat a lot, but when he has to be mobile, he can be mobile.
And the L.A. Chargers are second in that league, 5-2.
Get your thing, underneath it.
Okay, go ahead.
L.A. Chargers are playing really well. They beat the Tennessee Titans last week, and just a couple other things to talk about. A couple defenses I want to talk about in terms of giving up the least amount of yards a game. Here's my top 5 defenses. I have Washington number 1, Seattle number 2, Baltimore number 3, Green Bay number 4, and Chicago number 5. Those are the top defenses right now in the league. They're playing really well.
Yeah, and defense makes a difference. Obviously, this is a pass-happy league, and a lot of points being scored. And everybody has to jump in there and put a certain number of points on the board to win games. But the teams that also can slow down some offenses on defense are the ones I think are going to be there at the end.
Yeah, the defense's job is obviously to keep their offense on the field. So basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to cause a lot of 3-and-outs and make sure that the other team's defense is on the field a lot because it just a lot of defenses, their front sevens and their secondaries is what makes them so good. And the best defense in the league, in my opinion, is the Washington Redskins. They have a great secondary. They have a veteran secondary with Josh Norman, and they also have safety who's playing really well, and they also have a great front seven who's they're hitting all corners on the defense.
Yeah, Washington is got one of the best defenses, I think, in the NFL. Let's turn our attention a little bit to college football. Big upset over the weekend. Previously unbeaten Ohio State got beat by Purdue by 29 points, which was a stunner.
Yep.
And they were ranked number 2. And after that big loss, they fell all the way to number 11 in the rankings.
Wow.
And in this area, undefeated Clemson played previously undefeated NC State, and we thought it might be a close game. As it turned out, it was not. Clemson won 41-7. It was a blowout.
Going into that game, both teams they showed a lot of great things there, and Clemson, obviously, they're high-powered offense. They just NC State couldn't hold them.
So your rankings this week after the games over the weekend. Alabama is still number 1, undefeated. Clemson number 2. Notre Dame number 2. All three of those teams have yet to lose. LSU coming in at number 4, and I think LSU plays Alabama this week, and that'd be a big game down in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan number 5, Texas number 6, Georgia number 7, Oklahoma number 8, Florida number 9, and Central Florida, who is still undefeated, comes in at number 10. NC State drops down to 22 after the loss to Clemson, but someone that did appear in the top 25 at the 25 spot, Appalachian State, the first time they've ever made it in the top 25.
That is crazy.
And they're 5-1. They had that tough loss to Penn State in the first game of the season, and they haven't lost since. And looking at their schedule and the way they're winning, I'm not sure they're going to lose the rest of the way with their regular schedule game. So, congratulations to the Mountaineers.
That's good to know. That's a local college for us. That's good.
High school football. Cherryville, our Cherryville Ironmen, got another win over the weekend. They beat Highland Tech 40-18. So they're 2-3 in conference play. And they're 5-4 overall. In South Fork 2A play, North Lincoln and Bandy's, who are top of that conference, both won over the weekend. And Bandy's with a big win over West Lincoln. It was West Lincoln's home game, and West Lincoln trying to vie for a share of the conference lead. And but they got beat. It was a tight game. First half, but in the second half, Bandy's broke out with the 2 quick touchdowns and ended up winning 38-22. Mm-hmm. And so North Lincoln beat Newton Conover 47-19, and not this Friday, but next Friday, North Lincoln will host Bandy's, and that game will be for the conference championship, no matter what happens this week. Let's look a little bit about NBA. The NBA has started, and our Hornets are 2-2 in the early season. They lost their first game to a good Milwaukee team, and then came back with 2 road wins, but then they got beat by Toronto, who's got a very good team.
Yep.
So they look promising so far. They're 2-2 on the road in the NBA. I saw a little bit about LeBron James with the Lakers, and he'll make a difference down there, but I'm not sure he's going to make enough difference that they're going to have that great a year.
There's 3 early suspensions already in the league. Last week, the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers played, and there was a confrontation between Brandon Ingram and James Harden. James Harden went up to do a layup, and he has his offensive move where he looks like he pushes off when he does his Euro step, and he goes up. Brandon Ingram didn't like it. He shoved him. So when he shoved him, there was a technical foul addressed straight to Brandon Ingram. And between the confrontation and everything, Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo were talking. And it looked like Rondo spit on Chris Paul's face. And a fight broke out. And then all you see in the fight is Brandon Ingram running over and throwing a hook or throwing a jab.
I saw spit go in his face.
Yeah.
It showed on ESPN.
Well, there's your Duke guy. Don't know how to behave. When what can I say?
Chris Paul, he went to
Chris Paul went to Wake Forest, and Rondo went to Kentucky.
He went to Kentucky, yeah.
Well, Paul's always had a reputation to be a little bit dirty
He
player,
was.
even in
Yes,
college.
yes.
Yeah. But Paul didn't do anything wrong in that situation.
Yeah, I understand.
Rondo spit in his face.
He did.
Paul put his finger after his spit was in his face, put his finger and told him, "Don't spit in my face," and pushed Rondo's face. And Rondo, after that, it just broke out.
Which is pretty a controlled response for somebody.
Well,
who
I wouldn't want nobody
spit
spit in my face.
I got to say that's pretty controlled response.
And so the suspension is Rondo is suspended for 4 games, Ingram's suspended for 3 games, and Paul is suspended for 2 games. So. That's start out the season. You don't want to start the season out with 3 suspensions of 3 key players in the NBA that are really good.
Yeah.
So, college basketball preseason power rankings. Kansas, they already have Kansas number 1, Kentucky number 2, Gonzaga number 3, Duke number 4, Virginia number 5, Tennessee 6, Nevada 7th, UNC 8, Villanova 9, and Michigan 10. I don't see Duke sitting at 4. I see them sitting at number 1 with that draft class they have. They have some great.
They're gonna be pretty good.
Great
Kenny,
talent.
Well, they got a great draft class. They got to learn how to play together and stuff. But I'm sure they'll be right up there to the top too.
Yeah.
And Carolina's got a good team. They've got some good draft. They're not as many as Duke. They got a couple guys that come in and really play.
They got some studs.
And Luke May has been named to the AP All-American preseason team, 6-member team. He was 2nd in the votes behind Purdue's Carson Edwards. Duke freshman R.J. Barrett was also named to the
He'll
preseason
be competing for
All-American.
Player of the Year as well, Ken.
Well, he has been named the preseason ACC Player of the Year.
I would no doubt that. I mean, he's absolutely a great
lots
basketball
of
player.
spectating about him after his great season last year,
Yes.
and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy who's a hard worker, and he's made it all happen by hard work.
Well, I mean, no doubt about it, Ken. He's actually the best player on that team, no doubt. I mean, he was last year. He carried that team last year.
He did.
In the
offensively.
Average a double-double and
Yes.
hit 43% from three-point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good for a power
He
forward.
can go outside or inside. He can
In
do
the
both.
ACC, there's one player that stands out to me the most. Plays for Duke, Zion Williamson.
He's good.
And he's a stud.
Yeah, we'll see. I've seen him, and he's an unusual player as far as his size. He's about 6'6", and what is he, 270?
No,
Addison?
he's 6'8", 6'9", about 250, 260 of pure muscle. He looks like a hog.
He must have lost some weight. Last time I saw him, he was a little heavier than that. But we'll see what he does. He's left-handed, and he can get off the floor, and he's got a variety of dunks that he really pleased the crowd, especially them Dukies out there.
I agree with you.
Yeah, 285, 6'8", yeah.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Like I say, now he can get up. You just think, well, he can't move. No, he can move.
He handles the ball like a guard, too.
Is this the kid from South Carolina?
Yes, it is.
Spartanburg, around that area?
Yes.
Played,
yeah.
He's the
real
one
deal.
that turned down Carolina and everybody else to go to Duke. Is that right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, he did.
He didn't like that. He was all upset.
Well, I didn't. He made a big production. He pulled that Duke hat out behind there. I got good grace.
A lot of people thought he was going to get Clemson.
I just turned the TV off when he did that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, Clemson thought they was going to get him. He wasn't going to go to Clemson.
Yeah, he wasn't. They didn't have a shot.
No.
They didn't have a shot.
But, yeah, he's excellent. How about my NC State Wolfpack? How are they going to be this year, Kenny?
I don't know.
They got some trouble
I like
going
their
on.
coach.
They got some trouble going on within the team.
Really?
They're talking about Dennis Smith, that he might have accepted some money.
Yeah, there's some improprieties they're talking about from previous players. So we'll see. There's some investigation going on. We'll see how that washes out.
Good deal. How about college football? Y'all go?
Yeah, we already went through
college
that,
football.
and we talked about
AFC,
the NC State Pack not having anything for the Tigers.
I watched that game, Ken. They couldn't get anything going offensively or defensively.
Yeah,
I mean, they just could.
Clemson's offense is way overpowered.
Yeah, and that Lawrence kid, he played really good at quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence is the real deal.
He's getting better. What they said was, in practice in the early season, wasn't getting that many snaps because you had the people in there. Now he's the guy. He's getting more snaps.
He's building chemistry.
He's getting more experience, and he's getting better all the time.
Yeah. I agree with you. All right, folks, take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on WCSL 1590 and 92.3.
People are talking about when they listen to Carolina Country.
We listen to you all the time. I listen to it at night, in the morning, at work, everywhere I go.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me this week for Country Gold, where we play all your favorites from the 80s and 90s.
Country Gold with Terry Clark, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Here's What's Up in Cleveland, Gaston, and Lincoln counties. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country WCSL, and the Boss WOHS and WLON. There will be a Cherryville Job Fair Thursday, November 8th from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the City of Cherryville Fire Department on East Church Street in Cherryville. Meet and greet with employers that are hiring today. The Boger City Fall Craft Fair is November 3rd from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. 2320 East Main Street in Lincoln at Boger City Methodist Church. And that's What's Up, brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country WCSL, 1590 AM, 92.3 FM. The Boss WOHS, 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. And WLON, 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. For more information, go to whatsupshopper.com.
Get a free pumpkin at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. What did I say? That's right. Get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st when you take a test drive at Renato Auto Mall. Test drive a Honda, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Kia, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a GMC, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Buick, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a pre-owned vehicle and get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st only at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. And happy Halloween from Renato Auto Mall. Since 1934, that's right, 1934, Watson Insurance Agency has been providing the people of our area the best possible combination of insurance, risk management techniques, and personalized service in the most efficient manner possible. And today, the tradition continues. Watson Insurance is one of the largest independently owned brokers in the Southeast, representing over 30 of the largest and financially sound insurance carriers today. Before you buy, get a quote with offices in Gastonia, Lincoln, and Belmont and Lake Wiley. Find out more at watsoninsurance.com. Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia is now your Easy Go golf cart dealer. Come in and get yours today. And for a limited time, buy an Easy Go golf cart and get 0% financing for 48 months. Come on in for all of the details. But that's not all. In addition to Yamaha and Polaris, Full Throttle Power Sports is now your Arctic Cat dealer. Take advantage of their Rush to Ride sales event with rebates of up to $1,500. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk-In Law, online at ncfullthrottle.com. For the first time in over 40 years, this week, WLON Radio will not be broadcasting a local Lincoln County high school football game. Not by our choice, but by the choice of local school officials. We had planned to broadcast this week's North Lincoln game, but Lincoln and high school officials said they decided to let another entity involving Lincoln and high school students broadcast the game instead of WLON, your hometown radio station. We also cannot broadcast the East Lincoln-West Lincoln game because West Lincoln school officials will not allow our Lincoln County broadcast team into their press box. Again, we apologize for this inconvenience. We will be bringing you the Shelby-East Rutherford game this week on WLON 1050 AM and also 107.5 FM. To voice your concerns, you may contact the Lincoln County School Office at 704-732-2261. Stay tuned after the game for all the scores, but more than anything, go out and support your local high school student athletes.
Country Countdown USA with Lon Helton, Friday afternoons from 1 until 4, right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia, online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Okay, back here, folks, on the Best in Sports show here on WCSL in Cherryville. Been talking some basketball, and folks, college basketball is right around the corner. I think Duke had a big exhibition game, beat somebody to death, and everybody got excited because I'm sure they had a bunch of dunks and everything. Now they'll probably start and play the first 12 games at home. You know, they never play anybody on the road unless they have to.
They do play a lot of games at home,
They do. They certainly do. And then they go on the road, they don't play quite as well. Gosh, how about that? But that's just Ken's editorial. The Tar Heels will be in
Ken's editorial.
You know,
like
Duke,
that.
Virginia, and the Tar Heels are in the top 10. So my Tar Heels, they'll be right there. They got to deal with them this year. Speaking of NASCAR, Tim, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. They eliminated 4 drivers this past weekend. Chase Elliott won at Kansas, held off Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. It was his 3rd win of the season and his 2nd in the last 3 weeks. He's the hottest driver out there right now. Next race is in Martinsville. And so your drivers 8 drivers had advanced to the next round. And they are Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Clint Bowyer, Martin Truex Jr., and Kurt Busch, drivers who were eliminated from the chase. Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, and Alex Bowman. They're out of the race, so they cannot win it. Chase Elliott right now is the hottest driver out there, so he may have as a young driver, have a chance maybe to win this thing. But I mean, there's a lot of races to be run.
Yeah, he's a good race car driver. He took over Gordon's car.
Yeah,
driving Gordon's.
Yeah. So that's NASCAR coming down to the nitty gritty, and we.
Don't forget about the Apple Festival, Ken.
Oh, yeah.
Yourself and myself will be at the Lincoln County Apple Festival.
Lincoln County
Saturday,
Apple
27th.
Festival will be this Saturday, which is October 27th. And Tim Johnson will be master ceremonies. I will be there as his sidekick, and we'll be having tuning in on the radio ever so often and giving a little bit of remote spots about what's going on there. So we're looking forward to doing that this Saturday.
Ken, let's go to the KTC broadcasting schedule for Thursday, October 25th. And this is high school football games, folks. 5:30, 7 p.m., the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. You can watch that live from 5:30 to 7. Also, Burns at Crest Chargers. Kickoffs around 7:30. So announcers being Andy Foster, of course, the legendary voice himself, Tim Foster, Rob Ruppy, and RJ Ruppy on camera. So those good folks will be at the Burns and Crest game. Also, Kings Mountain, Mountaineers, Forest View, Jaguars, Ken Link, myself, Tim Johnson, and of course our good buddy Mr. Hunter Yancey will be there this Thursday at Forest View High School, Kenny.
Yeah, we have these are Thursday games, folks.
Yes,
because there's some rainy weather coming in Friday, and some of the teams are saying, "Hey, let's play Thursday and get ahead of that bad weather coming in."
Rainy day bells. And how about Burns Bulldogs? Let's see, Tom Senefani, and of course Matt Royster. They'll be doing that, as well as Cameron Trent Marty will be there as well. So that's Burns Bulldogs. That'll be Thursday, October 25th. And let's see here. Shelby Golden Lions at East Rutherford. Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones and camera person Noah Detloff. So
is that a Friday game?
That'll be Thursday, Ken. That'll be Thursday. Now we got Friday stuff too. Friday,
okay,
folks. Cherryville Ironman at Pine Lake Prep. Of course, Milton Baker and the man himself, Mr. Danny Aker, they'll be doing it live on WCSL 1590 AM. And, of course, kickoffs around 7:30 p.m. And then, of course, don't forget about the Ronaldo Auto Mall postgame show. You can call in and all your questions, stuff. I have all your sports and highlights and so forth. Kevin Hastings and all the guys will be here live 10 p.m. That'll be midnight Friday night, October 26th, Ken. So, a lot of football.
Coming down to the nitty-gritty, the last 2 weeks of the regular season, and then there'll be playoff time for football.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that too. So a lot of good high school football going in around in our area. And, of course, North Lincoln next weekend, next Friday night, they will be taking on Bandy's High School. That ought to be a great football game.
Yeah, Bandy's and North Lincoln are both undefeated in the South Fork 2A, and the closest teams to them is West Lincoln, who's lost 2 games. And so regardless of what happens this week in the games that Bandy's plays in North Lincoln, Bandy's plays Lake Norman Charter, who is in last place, and North Lincoln plays Lincoln, who is in next to last place. But regardless of what happens this week, nobody can catch those two. So the game the following Friday at North Lincoln will be for the South Fork 2A Conference Championship.
Big football game.
North Lincoln against Bandits. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, we were at North Lincoln yesterday with Coach Basil. Congratulations to the first fellow Lincoln County High School Student Athlete Football Player of the Week. Of course, Clayton Cribb at North Lincoln Ken. Great young man. Great football game he had against the other Friday night when they played against Newton Conover Ken. Put up a lot of yards and a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, he has his over 1,000-yard rusher last year, and I think he's on pace maybe to hit that this year. And the young man has committed to go to West Point, play for Army.
How about that?
So,
all right, Addison.
Congratulations to him.
Any last-minute things, Addison, sports-wise?
No. Carolina this week plays probably the toughest matchup out of the whole season so far. Baltimore, who's probably the best defense, one of the best defenses in the league right now.
Ravens coming to Carolina.
They've given up the least points.
That'll be a good football game.
So
that's going to be a defensive game.
This is going to tell a lot for how good the Carolina Panthers are going to be.
I agree with you.
Addison, you got a brother, got a birthday today, and a sister too. Brother and sister. You want to say happy birthday to him?
Happy birthday, Alec Ashton.
All right, Alec and Ashton, my two daughter and my son. Twins, Ken. Happy birthday to them. All right. All right, folks, y'all have a great week, and we'll see you here next Wednesday right here on The Best in Sports, WCSL 1590 and 92.3.
Talking about Carolina country.
I listen to you every day. Love it. I listen to it at home. I listen to it in my car.
Carolina country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
It's the Lincoln County Apple Festival this Saturday, October 27th in downtown Lincoln. It runs from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Come join the thousands and help celebrate